trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Doreen Scanlon. We start today with developing news. Fire crews on the scene at an apartment complex in Lincoln. All the flames here are out now. This is Spring Street in the Manville section. Our crews on scene tell us there is significant water damage, but again, that fire is out now. As you can see, they're just starting to wrap things up there in Lincoln. And it is game day for the PC Friars in their first Sweet 16 in 25 years. Tip-off just about 6 hours away between PC and Kansas. The two teams match up in Chicago for a chance to advance to the Elite Eight. PC takes on the #1 seeded Jayhawks at 7:30 tonight. Friars head coach Ed Cooley and his players looking forward to the challenge.
Trying to have fun, but we also know what's at hand. We also know this is going to be probably one of the biggest games of our lives. And we're all just really excited for it because this is what we work for our whole careers almost. So, yeah, we're all really excited.
We have a #1 seed. We basically have a road game, so to speak. So we're going to have to do everything we can to stay dialed in, focused, and determined to try to want to advance.
And stay with ABC6 News, both on air and online, for continuing coverage of the NCAA tournament. ABC6 sports team Nick Coit and Ian Steele are in Chicago for the big game. Be sure to tune into ABC6 News for PC coverage all weekend long. And we turn now to the crisis in Ukraine. And right now, in the city of Providence, the Catholic Diocese is holding a mass to pray for peace in Ukraine. It's part of the Pope's worldwide invitation to prayer today. The Reverend Robert Evans is celebrating the mass at the Cathedral of Saints Peter and Paul in Providence. The prayer will ask that war may end and peace spread throughout the world. And President Joe Biden continues his European trip. He is now in Poland and expected to witness firsthand the humanitarian crisis unfolding as a result of Russia's war in neighboring Ukraine. This as the Kremlin's invasion of Ukraine now enters a second month. ABC's Em Nguyen has the latest.
President Biden, in a show of strength against Moscow, landing in Poland not far from the border with Ukraine, meeting with Polish leaders and the 82nd Airborne Division who are there to reassure NATO allies. On Saturday, he's planning to see firsthand how the country is coping with the growing humanitarian crisis. The president's trip coming as Poland and other Eastern European NATO allies prepare for possible Russian attacks on convoys of military supplies bound for Ukraine. This comes after the president's stop in Brussels, where he met with a European Commission president, announcing a joint plan to reduce Europe's dependence on Russian energy by stepping up U.S. supplies of liquid natural gas.
I know that eliminating Russian gas will have costs for Europe, but it's not only the right thing to do from a moral standpoint, it's going to put us on a much stronger strategic footing.
The president pledging another $1 billion in humanitarian aid for Ukraine, adding the U.S. would welcome up to 100,000 refugees, but didn't offer other specifics. Biden also announcing additional sanctions on members of Russia's Duma, the lower house of parliament, while warning Vladimir Putin against using chemical weapons in the war.
We would respond if he uses it. The nature of the response would depend on the nature of the use.
Although the Ukrainian resistance is strong in the north and east, a Russian official claims they're close to taking the war-torn city of Mariupol, saying Russia is here forever. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
And both Massachusetts and Rhode Island are getting ready to welcome Ukrainian refugees. Dorcas in Rhode Island says it's ready to support Ukrainians who seek refuge in the state. It is a refugee resettlement agency in the Ocean State. Dorcas tells us there's no word yet on when the refugees will come. And in Massachusetts, Governor Charlie Baker says refugees will be welcomed as well. The U.S. is expected to accept about 100,000. And now to an ABC6 News follow-up, as food banks in Rhode Island are seeing a spike in families seeking help as prices rise at the grocery store. But providing food isn't as easy as it's been in the past. ABC6 News reporter Laura Puglisi explains.
When you go to the grocery store, it started off where prices of certain things were higher. Now it's across the board.
Kate McDonald with the Rhode Island Community Food Bank says inflation is impacting families across the state.
For some of the lower income families that we serve, it means that they can just buy less. And then when you add on top of that, the price of gas, rent increases, the price of utilities, it all just becomes too much.
Groceries are now 8% more expensive than they were a year ago, leaving more Rhode Islanders seeking help. Many turning to local food banks supplied by the RI Community Food Bank, but it hasn't been easy for them either.
It's been getting harder and harder for us to provide food to those agencies at a reasonable cost.
The cost of goods to supply shelters nearly doubling, and donations are few and far in between.
We have seen a decrease over the pandemic in donations of actual food. So we've relied more and more on purchasing at wholesale costs by the truckload. And the prices for even doing that have as much as doubled in some cases.
On top of that, the labor shortage is causing them to lose delivery drivers, and the price of diesel fuel is going up with the price of food.
Best way to help the food bank is to make a donation. Because we're purchasing wholesale, we're able to stretch a dollar much further than you would be able to in the grocery store.
And that was Laura Puglisi reporting. Now to news at the State House. Flags at the State House and other state buildings are flying at half-staff through Sunday in honor of Madeleine Albright. The former Secretary of State died Wednesday. Governor McKee issuing the directive following the proclamation from President Biden. McKee saying Albright was a trailblazer and a role model for women and girls across the world. And the U.S. Attorney's Office is now investigating a contract awarded by the McKee administration. The Providence Journal reports that the ILO Group was awarded a $5.2 million contract by the state. The investigation concerns how the contract was awarded by the governor's office and whether another lower bidder was rebuffed because the ILO Group's leadership had ties to the governor. When reached by ABC6, the AG's office, the U.S. Attorney's Office, and the FBI declined to comment on their involvement. But in a statement, Senior Communications Advisor to the governor, Matthew Sheaf, says, quote, "We've been made aware that the Attorney General is partnering with the U.S. Attorney's Office on the ILO review. As we've said previously, we are fully cooperating with this review." And now to an ABC6 News update. Water main repair work in Cranston caused significant traffic delays during this morning's commute. Drivers were asked to avoid the area of Phoenix Ave and find an alternate route. Only southbound traffic was open. Crews were there all night. They are still working now. We asked Cranston Police if there's any update. We'll let you know when we hear back. And we have dried out from yesterday's rain, rewarded with some warmer temps out there today as we take a live look over Providence with our sky cam. Chelsea's in the Weather Center with that Friday forecast. Hi, Chelsea.
Hey, Doreen. Yeah, it's been slow going, but we've gotten brighter and brighter over the course of the morning, and those temperatures with more and more sunshine breaking out this afternoon will continue to climb, especially now that that breeze is coming in from the south. Currently sitting in the upper 40s in the Providence area. You can see looking off to the west, things are getting brighter. You can see very clearly where there are still clouds in place through southeastern Mass out towards the Cape. A significant cooler day or morning so far. And then for those inland spots, especially north and west of us where that sunshine broke through a little bit sooner, already well into the 50s. And all of us are going to be making it into the 50s, if not 60s this afternoon as we continue to break into more and more sun. You can see quite a change for those spots north and west. About 10 degrees warmer right now compared to where we were yesterday at this time in spots like Smithfield and Killingly. About 5 or so degrees warmer for most of us. And again, this change will be more significant as the afternoon progresses. You can see the clouds and the rain showers just to the east of Nantucket. Nantucket under a lot of clouds right now, but inland locations getting brighter and brighter, and we'll continue to see sunshine from west to east over the course of the afternoon. Now, we're not getting perfectly sunny. We're going to see clouds still passing through at times, but those temperatures will make it to about 60 degrees. This evening is partly clear. Tomorrow looks like a decent day, although I do have spotty showers in our weekend forecast, and I have a big cool down in the 7-day. All the details in just a few minutes. Doreen?
All right, Chelsea, thank you. There is still much more to come here on ABC6 News at noon. Fired for lying. The former New Bedford Fire Chief's retirement benefits now in the balance. And it's a no-go on suspending the gas tax in Massachusetts, which other states are giving it the green light. Now to today's headlines. New Bedford's Retirement Board will review its approval of retirement benefits for a fired deputy fire chief. Mayor John Mitchell fired former Deputy Fire Chief Paul Cordair Jr. in January. Mitchell's office says an investigation revealed the chief lied about work-related injuries and put on an act to collect more than $200,000 of disability benefits. The city shared video of Cordair lifting heavy equipment while on leave. Now, at the request of Mitchell's office, the Standard Times reports that the Retirement Board will review whether he should receive benefits. The hearing date hasn't been set yet. Free Narcan for anyone. That is the drug that treats a narcotic overdose in an emergency situation. Earlier this week, East Providence police taking to Facebook after first responders were called to 4 drug overdoses on Tuesday. Each of them treated with Narcan, and each patient survived. Later today, Narcan is being handed out for free from 4 to 8 at the Hope Valley Fire Department in Hopkinton. They tell us you will not need to show your ID or insurance, and they won't ask any questions. The city of Cranston is remembering lives lost to coronavirus. Mayor Ken Hopkins and other city officials will take part in a candlelight vigil tonight. It starts at 6:30 at City Hall. Senator Jack Reed is also expected to be there. City officials say although we begin to return to certain normalcy throughout the nation, we can't forget the many lives lost to this pandemic. The city held a similar vigil last March. And in political news, Bristol County Sheriff Tom Hodgson will kick off his re-election campaign next month alongside Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker. Hodgson announced that Baker will join him at White's of Westport on April 20th, calling the governor a friend. Hodgson will have some competition in the race. Attleboro Mayor Paul Hero and former Somerset Police Chief George McNeil are both running as Democrats. The Massachusetts Senate rejected a bid by state Republicans to suspend the gas tax. 2 Republican candidates for governor, Chris Doty and Jeff Deal, both called to suspend the 24-cent state gas tax. A similar effort is underway in Rhode Island with more bipartisan support. Senate Republicans and House Democrats have both proposed bills to suspend the 34-cent gas tax here. Connecticut's legislature unanimously approved a suspension of the state gas tax there yesterday. And ABC6 wants to help you save some money at the pump by using the Southern New England Gas Tracker. See listings on the lowest gas prices in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. Just head to our website, abc6.com, and click on the Gas Tracker. It's right under the Community tab. Still to come, iced out on ice cream, why some local shops can't get soft serve in stock. And we'll check in with Chelsea for more of the warm afternoon ahead and the chill coming this weekend, right after this. Trending now in Bristol County, just as the weather begins to warm up, some ice cream shops are facing a soft serve shortage. Star Drive-In in Taunton posted on Facebook saying a shortage of chocolate and vanilla soft serve could go on for longer than 2 months. The Boston Globe reports that Hood was the target of a cybersecurity event and production there was shut down. Now, Star Drive-In says it will offer Dole Whip soft serve flavors while it waits for Hood's supply chain to kick back into gear. This is reportedly impacting ice cream shops all across the South Coast.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Chelsea Priest.
Months. It's March 25th, so April, May. All right, by Memorial Day, hopefully we'll be fully stocked with soft serve for our summer months. We are breaking into more sunshine outside today after such a dreary day yesterday. This morning it's been slow going. I have the preserve camera looking off to the west where we've gotten into more sunshine. Turning it around and looking off to the east, there's still some clouds, especially through southeastern Mass. And you can very clearly see where we've gotten into some sunshine for those spots farthest inland. 49 right now in Smithfield, 48 in Providence, 52 in Killingly, 50 up in Worcester, much brighter for areas to our west, cooler for areas to the south and east. Temperatures in the low to mid 40s right now. But again, the cloud coverage is continuing to push from west to east. We'll get brighter and brighter for most of the afternoon. You'll still get clouds mixing in, but with more sunshine and a breeze coming in from the south, we're going to end up above average. Average high for this time of year is about 50 degrees. We're already around there right now in the Providence area, and with more sunshine and the breeze that's now coming in from the south to the southwest, a warmer wind direction for us, we're going to end up with temperatures in the Providence area and inland spots closer to 60 degrees this afternoon. Always a few degrees cooler at the coastline. You're going to want to enjoy the afternoon temperatures today because tomorrow we're in the mid 50s. Not too bad for this time of year. And then we hover around 50 degrees on Sunday, but the breeze starts to pick up on Sunday. And by Monday morning, well, Monday afternoon, the high is in the 30s. That's the high. By Monday morning, temperatures are going to be in the 20s. It'll be breezy too. So that means we feel even cooler. Tuesday stays chilly. Wednesday, we're finally back to around average, but it's not until the end of next week that we kind of come out of this really chilly slump of air that we're going to be dealing with for the first part of next week. Monday's going to be a tough one. Satellite radar image shows you the drying conditions. We had some sprinkles outside this morning. Still some clouds, especially thick for the Cape. Out towards Nantucket, that rain is just offshore, so likely still a little bit damp out that way. But inland spots in northwest Rhode Island already getting brighter, and we'll continue to see more and more sun as we head into the next few hours. That being said, low pressure system is still sitting to our north and excuse me, north and kind of wrapping around, and we'll end up with some clouds coming through at time. Excuse me. I got a cough for 1 second. Sorry. Apologies. We will see some clouds. I'm going to struggle through this and get you your weekend forecast. We're going to see some clouds coming through at times through the rest of the afternoon, on and off. Overnight, partly clear, temperatures in the low 40s. Then tomorrow, some sun to start the day into the afternoon, some clouds. There may be a couple little spotty showers tomorrow. It's very light, very isolated, but they may bring down some raindrops through tomorrow afternoon and overnight. And then in tomorrow, to Sunday rather, we end up mostly cloudy, some sun at times, some sprinkles at times, breeze picks up and cold air rushes in. In fact, by Monday at 7 a.m., that's the temperature, 25 degrees. That's without factoring wind in. The wind will make us feel more like the teens. About 60 degrees today. We've gotten rid of the morning rain. We're clearing out. We're getting warmer. Partly clear tonight. It's a mild March night, temps in the low 40s. And then tomorrow we have a mix of sun and clouds. Sunshine, especially in the morning, more clouds in the afternoon with a late day shower possible, temps in the mid 50s. 7-day forecast shows temperatures at about 60 degrees this afternoon, 50s through the weekend, but really cold next week. Doreen?
All right, Chelsea, thanks. I'm glad you made it through. Although I could have done without Monday's forecast. Thanks. Still to come, counting down to Oscars Sunday right here on ABC6. A chat with some of the hosts ready to toast and roast Hollywood's elite. And why some stylists are changing course for the red carpet, choosing Ukrainian designers. In entertainment news, counting down to Oscar Sunday. And what can we expect from our three hosts, Wanda Sykes, Regina Hall, and Amy Schumer? Well, Schumer says after a tough couple of years, she thinks everyone's ready to have a good time.
I think people want that night to escape and laugh and, you know, see celebrities make fools of themselves. That's why we're all here, you know, just so we can, like, trash each other.
The Power of the Dog leads the nominations with 12. And we're getting a preview of the menu for the official Oscars after party. Wolfgang Puck is whipping up the eats for the Governor's Ball, including dry-aged Wagyu beef sliders, Maine lobster pot pie, and cacio e pepe macaroni and cheese. And to wash it all down, they are serving Flor de Miraval champagne. That goes for about $400 a bottle. And of course, on Oscar night, a lot of focus is on fashion. And this year, you can expect some of the red carpet dresses and gowns to have a unique Ukrainian connection. Hollywood stylists have been visiting stores like this one in LA to pull dresses from Ukrainian designers. Many of them escaping the chaos, manufacturing their clothes in Poland now. Many stars finding this one way to make an immediate impact on those affected by war. When we come back, Chelsea has another look at your afternoon forecast. Stay with us. Well, we finally made it to get some sunshine out there.
Yeah, it's brightening up,
Yeah.
finally. Yesterday was such a dreary day, really from start to finish. That continued this morning. We're getting rid of the morning rain. We're breaking into sun. I'm looking out the window of the studio right now. It's brighter in Providence. It's been slow going, but it's bright for right now. Mix of sun and clouds for the remainder of the afternoon, and we'll warm up with that sunshine. Now, tomorrow we should start with some sun, and then from there you'll see some clouds in the afternoon. There may be some late day sprinkles. They're very, very isolated and very light, but the afternoon does look a little bit more overcast with a few little sprinkles out there. That continues overnight and into the first part of Sunday. Sunday, we're still hovering around 50 degrees, but as we start to clear out and actually get into full sunshine for the early part of next week, it's going to be really cold. We're going to wake up on Monday morning in the 20s. On top of that, it's going to be breezy, so we'll feel more like the teens. Monday morning is going to be brutal. Monday, very chilly. Highs almost 15 degrees below average. Windy too, feeling more like the 20s. bitterly cold into Tuesday morning, and then from there, slowly starting to trend upward. But a real blast of some cold temperatures for the start of next week. And we've been spoiled this month. We've had a lot of mild days, more mild days than cold days. So it's going to be a blast on Monday morning.
Lovely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have to ask too, did you wear these colors today
Of
for your
course.
PC fryers? Of
Obviously.
course. Nick and Ian, again, they are in Chicago, and they are going to have much more from the Windy City for you on ABC6 News, first at 4. Our fingers are crossed for PC. Have a great day, everybody.